Namaste all. My Atma Pranams to Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. My dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. Today we are going to talk about another important, practical, applicable, ritual topic which can be connected to almost every one of us. That topic is weight loss. Every one of us, at least at some point in our life, try to lose some weight. But here, I put a little bit, a small tag before the weight loss, which made it more interesting. That is spiritual weight loss. That is a very interesting point that we are going to talk about. One of my friends looked at this topic and he asked me, what are you going to talk about the spiritual weight loss? What is there in spirituality in the weight loss? I asked that person to come on Thursday evening, we will talk about. Because there is a saying in English, which was translated from Telugu form. Telugu form, Kadedi Kavita Kanarsham, Aggipulla Sabu Billa, Edaina Kavatsu, Kavitako Arham. It means if we have that poetic mind, we can write a poetry on anything, even though on a matchstick, even though it is a small piece of soap cake. Somebody has a poetic heart, can write a poetry even on a matchstick on a small piece of soap cake. In the same way, if we have the spiritual heart, if you have the spiritual vision, we can envision, we can extract the spirituality in every place we see, including the weight loss. That's what many of you will be very interesting to know what I'm going to talk about, spiritual weight loss. Yes, it is going to be a very interesting session. And at the same time, I would like to tell you this is going to be a very long session. So I have to make it these two sessions. Maybe I have to continue this next week also. Maybe I will try to stop it at the appropriate level to continue to the next week. This is that introduction. I will start my talk on the topic spiritual weight loss. We all try to lose weight. We all try to lose weight sometime or the other in our life. First, if I ask a question, why you want to lose weight? What's the reason? Why can't it be the weight that we like that? Why do you want to lose weight? The answer that we all normally get is, I want to be healthy. It's the first answer we all get. We all give. If anybody asks that question to us, we want to lose weight. I want to be healthy. Less weight better health. More weight, fitter health. That way, the health and the weight are interrelated. The health and the weight are interdependent. The weight and health are interdependent. So they depend upon each other. Because there is a relation between the weight and the health, I would like to spend a couple of minutes on the health to relate it to the weight. Let me take the liberty of talking a little bit about health before I actually take up the topic of the weight. Because I want to correlate the health and the weight. What is health? Health is, we don't have any disease, we say, I am healthy. We go to the doctor once a year for the general checkup. What the doctor does? Take a couple of tubes of blood, take one X-ray, do an EKG, and then results come. Physical examination normal, blood work is good, chest X-ray is fine, EKG is good, and the doctor says, oh, you don't have no disease. I don't find that everything is normal. So you are in a good health, you are healthy. So we call ourselves, okay, I am healthy. I don't have no disease. So we wait for one more year and go for another physical to do the same thing. So that means if we don't have any disease, we think that we are healthy. Not having any disease make us healthy. Is this the right way of defining health? The World Health Organization says no. That is not where they define health. Absence of disease doesn't mean the presence of health. Then what is health? Then the World Health Organization gave a definition of the health. It clearly says in the definition, just absence of the disease is not health. World Health Organization mentioned that sentence. Health is not just absence of the disease. Then what is health? This is the definition that it gives. Health is a state of physical well-being. Okay, that's what we all worry about. We have to feel physically well. So when we don't have any disease, we feel physically well. That's good. But it goes further. Health is a state of physical well-being and mental well-being. Just physically well, that's not enough to say that you are healthy. You have to mentally also, you have to be healthy. You have to have a mental well-being also. Only that much is not enough? No, it goes further. You have health is a state of physical well-being, mental well-being, and it says one more, social well-being. Health is a state of physical well-being, mental well-being, and social well-being. If you are well-being physically, you are well mentally, but if you can't make the proper relationships in the community that you have, and you have not have a healthy social living, that you are not healthy. So that means you have to have physical wellness, mental wellness, and social wellness. And now more countries and more spiritual organizations are asking the World Health Organization to add one more component in addition to these three components in the definition of health. The World Health Organization is working on it. Maybe in a year or two, it may add that fourth component to the definition of the health. That is nothing but the spiritual wellness. You have to be also spiritually well to call yourself healthy. So, if we have to include all these four components in the definition of the health, this is how the definition goes. Health is state of physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, and spiritual well-being, but not merely the absence of infirmity or a disease. That is the complete definition of the health according to the World Health Organization. We should have four components: a physical well-being, body-wise, mental well-being, mind-wise, social well-being, community-wise, spiritual well-being, and also there should be absence of the disease. Just one point, just mere absence of the disease, we cannot call ourselves that we are healthy. That was a misnomer that we all have. If we don't have any disease, your blood work is good, your X-ray is good, your EKG is good, you are healthy. No. You have to have a physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, spiritual well-being, in addition to the absence of the disease. This is the definition of the health. Now, we will talk about our topic of today. Weight. Normally, in the same way that misnomer that we think about health, we also think the same way about the weight also. When health, we always think about our physical body. When it comes to the weight also, we think about only physical weight of our body. In the same way as we thought in the health, just the physical health is the health. In the same way, the physical weight of this body is just the only weight of the body. That is the complete definition of the weight. But if you dig deep, if you think a little bit out of the box, if you think a little bit of extraordinary thinking, if you think a little bit more with a little open-mindedness, you can find more components in the same way they found in the health definition. In the weight definition of a human being, you can find more components to call that a complete weight of the human being in addition to the body weight. In addition to the body weight. When we talk about weight, most of us know about this. When we weigh our body, to say whether we are at the right weight, we are at the normal weight that we are supposed to be, We consult one chart in the Google if you go. It is called as BMI sheet, Basic Metabolic Index Sheet. That's what we find if you go to Google it, BMI sheet. This is how you find out with the help of the sheet whether you are in an appropriate weight range, an ideal body weight range based upon your height and weight. Basic metabolic index sheet. How it is, in one side it has a weight, and in the top it has a height, and they calculate a means of a calculation formula. They decide your BMI, and based upon your height and based upon your weight, they will put your BMI in the chart, in the sheet. So to find out where you are, how far you are from your ideal body weight, you go to your height and you go to your weight, and where both the meet, you find your BMI, basic metabolic index. That is your basic metabolic index. So normally the basic metabolic index is between 19 to 25 basic metabolic index. That is our healthy range of our physical weight. If you are less than 19.5, you are underweight, 25 to 28 overweight, and above 28 to 30 obese, and after 30 you may call that a morbidly obese. So this is how we use the chart of the BMI sheet to know our physical body weight, whether it is the appropriate body weight or not, whether we have it or not. Why I am talking about this BMIS is, we use the same mnemonic BMIS. Because I want you all to remember this BMIS. Write it down. To describe the various weight components of our human beings. In the same way, health has 4 components, right? Physical component, mental component, social component, spiritual component. In the same way, when you talk about weight of the human being, it has the 4 components. But we only know only one component. That is body weight, physical weight. That body weight is the first one, that is the part of first of the BMIS. But in addition to the body weight, there are 3 more components I would like to talk about when we talk about weight. The M stands for mental weight. The M stands for mind weight. The body weight comes from what? Comes from our food. Whatever we eat, that will make change into our body weight. So the food causes our body weight. And now I talked about mental weight, mind weight. What causes our mind weight? The mind weight is caused by the thoughts. The mind weight is caused by the thoughts. That's what, when you think a lot, I have been thinking almost morning to evening. As I told you earlier in my talks, human beings on an average think 60,000 thoughts a day. Only he is awake around 16 hours of time. So that many thoughts we think per a day, mostly about past and the future, very few about the presence. So when you think like that, many times my head feels heavy. I feel very headache. I feel heavy. My mind is not all right. I am unable to concentrate. I feel dizzy. These are all the signs of the mind weight, which is caused because of the thought. And this is called a mental weight. Can it be measured? Body weight can be measured. But mental mind weight can be measured? No. The same way, in the health also, physical health can be measured with a blood work or with an X-ray or with an EKG. But mental health cannot be measured in the health also. Social wealth cannot be measured with any lab or anything. Spiritual wellness cannot be measured. In the same way, even though the mental or mind weight cannot be measured, it exists. What causes this mind weight or mental weight? It is the thoughts that we get. Almost 60,000 thoughts causes this mental weight. The BMIS, body weight caused by the food, mental weight, mind weight caused by the thoughts. Now, what is this third weight component of these four components? The health has four components, and this weight also has a four components. Third component is I, BMIS, right? I. The third component of the weight is intellectual component of the weight. Intellectual component of the weight. Body weight is defined by the food. The mental weight is defined by the thoughts. But what causes our intellectual weights? The intellectual weight is caused by our belief systems that we have developed over the period of time from our childhood. Whatever our teachers, whatever our parents, whatever the society injected in us, the belief system, that intellectual weight of us is caused by the belief system. The best example of the belief system or the intellectual weight, we can take example of the Bhagavad Gita. What happened to Arjuna? Arjuna, on seeing the kith and the kin in front of, in the opposite side, he exhibited his belief system that he has been believing for a long time in front of the Krishna, thinking that I am going to kill my kith and kin. Number one belief system, that we all also carry the same belief system. And other belief system is the other kith and my kith and kin that are there on the side will die. The other belief system, when they die, because of me, I get the sin, then I have to pay for that sin. This is another limited belief system that caused the Arjuna's mental torture, which is nothing but the intellectual weight, made Arjuna drop all his weapons and almost sat down in the chariot in front of Lord Krishna. This is also a limited belief system that Arjuna had about the death and the ego. If I kill them, that is the ego. This is all the belief system. But Lord Krishna has a different belief system about the same issue. Lord Krishna told differently, I have a different belief system because you are not the one who is killing them. See, it's the same killing, but a different belief system. It is only bodies that die. Their souls will never die. Different belief system about the death. You are doing your duty. You will not acquire any sin. The same thing, the Arjuna has got the one belief system and Krishna has got a different belief system. And that belief system that Arjuna had made him carry lot of intellectual weight, which made him almost got into the depression. So we all carry that intellectual weight in us based upon the belief systems that we carry right from our childhood, that is injected by our parents, by our school teachers, and by our society. So we finish BMI, body weight caused by the food, mind or mental weight caused by the thoughts, intellectual weight caused by the belief systems. Now the last one we are coming. BMIS, Basic Metabolic Index Sheet. What is that? Yes. The S stands for soul weight. When I say soul weight, many get confused. Oh, does the soul have a weight? For your interesting or for curiosity's sake, I would like to tell something. There was a scientist by name Dr. Duncan. He is a medical scientist. He did an experiment in 1907. He wanted to know whether soul has any weight or not. The soul carries any weight or not. He made a special kind of weighing scale which can weigh a human being. And he went to a hospice. Hospice means they keep the people who are about to die within a few days. In America, they keep that called a hospice. In India, they don't have it. In America, they have. The people who are sure to die within the next few days, they keep them in the hospice. So he made a special scale, few scales, and he went to the hospice and he put the people that are about to die on those scales. And he weighed those people and continuously monitored. And he noted the weight just before he had his last breath. And right after his last breath, that is, right immediately after the death, he weighed again. That he weighed that dead body again. Before death, right after death, immediately after dying. There is a difference of 21 grams between the death before death and after death. You can Google it, you can find this study. Then he concluded the weight of the soul is 21 grams. But of course, his study, his experiment did not stand as a proof, and that the soul cannot be scientifically proven. But it's a very curious, very interesting thing that he thinks even a Western doctor, a physician, a medical doctor thought soul may have some weight. But I'm not here to discuss about whether it is truth or not. But there is a concept to say that soul has weight. How can you explain the weight of the soul? To understand the weight of the soul, we need to understand a little bit, we need to have a little bit knowledge of the soul. What is soul? We have two kinds of souls, right? Absolute soul and a relative soul. In Sanskrit, we call it as a Jivatma and Paramatma. And the soul that we carry inside is called as Jivatma. The universal consciousness is nothing but a Paramatma. What is the difference between universal consciousness or absolute soul and the individual soul? The individual and absolute soul is very pure. But the individual soul is nothing but a component of the absolute soul. But what is the difference between the absolute soul and the individual soul? The individual soul carries around it a cloud of memories around it. An individual soul carries a cloud of vasanas around it. The individual soul carries a cloud of impressions around it. The individual soul carries the gunas around it as a cloud. This cloud that is carried by the individual soul around it is the responsible for the soul weight. That is the responsible for the soul weight. That is the soul weight that we carry in the form of memories, vasanas, impressions, gunas. In this way, we carry our soul weight. In this way, we have four components of our weight. Number one, body weight, which is carried by our foot. Mental weight or mind weight, which is carried out by our thoughts. Intellectual weight, which is carried out by our belief system. And soul weight, which is carried out by vasanas, memories, impressions, and gunas, whatever you call it. So in the same way, health has four components: physical component, mental component, social component, spiritual component. The weight of the human being also has a four components, that is body component, mental component, intellectual component, and soul component of the weight. Now we are coming to our topic of today. That is spiritual weight loss. So during this weight loss, if you want to really lose the weight loss, you have to lose the weight in these four components. If you just lose the weight in the body, I am in healthy weight. If you say, it is like the saying, if you don't have any disease, that means I am healthy, which is wrong. In addition to not having a disease, you also should be a physically well-being, mentally well-being, and socially well-being, and spiritually well-being. Then only you can say, I am healthy. But we all say, just if you don't have any disease, we say we are healthy. In the same way, if you just have an ideal body weight physically in the manner of certain kgs, that is not real ideal weight. You also have to have the healthy weight, have to lose some of your weight in other components also. You have to have a mental weight loss or mind weight loss. And you also should have intellectual weight loss. And you also should have soul weight loss in addition to body weight loss. Then only you can say that you are at the ideal weight of the body and you have an ideal health. Now, how do you lose the weight of these four components? I would like to explain the weight loss mechanism of each component, starting from number 4. and then end in number 1. There is a reason why I do that. Because when you do this 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 become very easy. And the main problem of ours is we all lose weight successfully. But within 5 years of time, all the weight that we lose will be regained. That is a scientifically proven fact. So our weight loss is sustainable. Our weight loss is not a permanent solution. If you want to a sustainable physical weight loss, just practicing the weight loss mechanism is not enough. If you practice these other 3 components of the weight loss to some extent, then the physical body weight loss will be sustainable, retainable, long-lasting, and you will be successful. Now I am talking to talk about how you lose weight spiritually from number 4, then number 3, then number 2, and then number 1 physical weight loss. First, we will talk about soul weight loss. This last one is soul, right? BMIS. Body weight, mental weight, intellectual weight, soul weight. So I am talking about how do we bring our soul weight to the lower level. That means what we should do to the lower level. What is causing this soul weight? Our vasanas, our memories, our impressions, our gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. These are all the combination of the gunas that is formed as a cloud that is surrounding our soul, causes this soul weight. So we need to get rid of some of these gunas, impressions, memories, and vasanas. We have to try. When we get rid of some of these gunas, then means we will lose our soul weight. How do you lose this vasanas, memories, impressions, and gunas? But I can give almost one hour lecture on this particular one soul weight loss because due to lack of time, I am just pinpoint. Hats off to our Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. He explained the mechanism of losing soul weight in one word. In one word. How to lose the soul weight? That is nothing but Satjana Sangatya. Satjana Sangatya. Satjana Sangatya means, if you divide that word, Sat Jana Sangatya. It has 2 meanings. Sat Jana Sangatya means you associate with somebody who knows the truth. Truth means Satya. So you associate with somebody, Sangatya, who knows the truth. Association with some Swamiji, associate with some Guru, association with person like a Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. You be with them. And there is a saying, tell me your friends and I will tell you about you. There is a saying. If you associate with those well-learned people who knows the truth, we have already get rid of some of their gunas, impressions, memories, and vasanas. At the same time, you also can get rid of those weights of some gunas, impressions, memories, and vasanas, bringing your soul weight down. That is called Sat Jana Sangatya, the association of the people who knows the truth, who knows the Satyam. The second meaning of Satjana Sangatya Sat means Sattva Guna. This is the best of the three gunas. Other two gunas are Rajoguna or Tamoguna. If you are associated with the people who have more Sattva Guna with them, being with them, then you will lose some of your Rajoguna and Tamoguna and acquire your Sattva Guna. Thereby, you lose some of your soul weight and become light as far as your soul is concerned. That is Satjana Sangatya, the way to lose your soul weight. Next I am coming. Intellectual weight, right? Body, mind, intellect, soul, right? We completed soul. Now we are coming to the third one, backwards. Intellectual weight. What do we do in the intellect? What is causing the intellectual weight? Belief system. And we need to change our belief system to lose some of our intellectual weight in the same way that Arjuna had in Bhagavad Gita. How do you lose your intellectual weight? Do you know what Arjuna did? Arjuna lost his intellectual weight. The Krishna told to Arjuna one word. Arjuna, after he explained all Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna told Arjuna, Arjuna, I have told all Bhagavad Gita to you. Don't make a decision just based upon my teachings. You don't have to agree whatever I said. You please rethink about every fact that I told. You analyze. You debate in your mind. If you feel like, if you agree in yourself, then only you go and fight. Otherwise, you can do whatever you want. That's what Krishna said to Arjuna. In the same way, now I will tell you, what is the best way to decrease the intellectual weight from our body? Again, I can give a 1 hour lecture on this. But hats off to Patriji. He told one word. That's what I like the Patriji teachings. He made the things very simple. All the complicated words he made very simple. One word he told to decrease the intellectual weight. What is that? Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya. Again, it has two meanings. Swadhyaya. Don't repeat. Don't divide the sentence. Take a book and read. Divide. Swadhyaya. Swa means self. Adhyaya, you read yourself. You read yourself. You read first. But when you read, you apply it to yourself. Arjuna had a belief system in the first. But after hearing the lecture of the Bhagavad Gita from Lord Krishna, he applied and he did the Swa Adhyaya. He studied himself applying the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And he changed his belief system. Yes, I am not killing nobody. There is no death to the soul. There is only death to the body. And I am doing my duty, so I don't acquire any sin. So he changed his complete belief system by doing Swa Adhyaya. That means introspection, self-study. By doing that, Arjuna brought down his intellectual weight and fought the war and the success. In the same way, if we want to decrease our intellectual load and intellectual weight, we also need to apply this practice of Swadhyaya. But I can't tell you more than that because we are running out of time. So, soul weight, Satjana Sangatya. Intellectual load, Swadhyaya. Now we are coming to the second one. Again, 4. Body weight, mental weight, intellectual weight, soul weight. We talked about how to use the soul weight. We talked about how to use the intellectual weight. Now I am going to talk about how to decrease the mental weight or mind weight. I think everybody can guess this. These again hats off to Patri. What did he say? Meditation. Meditation is the only way that you can control the thoughts. Being in the present. Watch your thoughts. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Be in the present. That way, you bring your mental weight or mind weight down. That's how what you feel. That's how you feel after doing a 1 hour of meditation. I feel light. I feel relaxed. I feel blissful. This is all because you lost that load of the mental weight because of your meditation. So meditation is the way to lose your mind weight or mental weight, which is caused by the thoughts. So soul weight will be decreased by Satjana Sangatya. Intellectual weight can be decreased by Swadhyaya. The mind weight or mental weight can be decreased by the meditation. These are the 3 things that we follow. When we follow these 3 things, then the first one becomes very, very, very easy, very sustainable, and long lasting. And how am I saying? Because I myself practicing it. Not only this, all these 4 types of weight loss, soul weight loss, intellectual weight loss, mental weight loss, body weight loss, for all 4 of us were practiced by me and proven successful. Around 7 years ago, I started the practice of the soul weight loss before coming to Dallas when I was with my guru, Swami Bodhananda Saraswati, in Michigan, Kalamazoo. I was with Satjana Sangatya. I was associated with a person who knows the truth. Satjana Sangatya. At the same time, so many devotees, so many spiritual practitioners come to the ashram. I associate with them. I have associated with the people who have sattva guna. So because of my stay for few years in the 4 or 5 years in this thing, I could decrease some of my soul weight because of the Satjana Sangatya and Sajjana Sangatya. Afterwards, Swamiji explained the Bhagavad Gita. I studied Bhagavad Gita again, Swadhyaya, for almost 2-3 years to write a commentary, to translate it in Telugu, to teach to the others. I practiced, I internalized it, Swadhyaya, and applying it to me in my daily life. It's called Swadhyaya. I did for 3-4 years and wrote a book called Bhagavad Gita. I gave a lectures because when you give a lecture, you have to prepare 100 times if you want to give a lecture for 200 hours, if you want to give a lecture for 1 hour. So you need a lot of Swadhyaya. So that brought down my intellectual weight. Luckily, I came to Dallas and I got into the folds of Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji and came to know about meditation. This meditation helped me in the last 3 years to bring down by mind weight or mental weight loss. Because almost 2.5 to 3 hours meditation every day. So I decreased my soul weight loss by Satjana Sangatya. I had some weight loss by means of Swadhyaya, intellectual weight loss. And I had mental weight loss by means of meditation. Then I tried weight loss many times in my life. I went up to 185 pounds one time. I came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, went up many times. Now I am learning the practical way of sustained weight loss, which will not get me back to my old weight. That's what I am practicing now. After practicing my soul weight loss, after practicing my intellectual weight loss, after practicing my mental weight loss, now I am practicing my body weight loss, which I practiced many times in the past before practicing these three and failed many times and again regained my weight. But now, because many people, when you see me, my last videos, or if you watch me my video now, you can definitely say that I lost a lot of weight. That's what I am practicing. Keep watching me and compare my videos from 1 hour, 1 month from now, and keep losing the weight without getting it back. It's called sustainable weight loss. And that my BMI sheet will tell me what is my ideal body weight based upon my height and weight. I am now at that stage. And now I will lose further. I want to the least possible level where I am more healthy. In the same way, but how do you do? What am I doing to do my physical weight loss? What are the tips that you need to apply to the spiritual, practical body weight loss? And how can you make it sustainable? What is the approach that you should have to have a sustainable body physical weight loss? This is the very important topic, which is going to be very useful to all of you and all of us in the future, which we are going to talk about on next Thursday. Thank you. Sorry, I took 4 minutes more, and you can ask me any questions now. Thank you.